whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
This may be one of the worst, I didn't kill my husband stories that I think I've heard, and it comes to us from the great city of Boca Raton.
Yep, we love murder here in Florida.
Yeah. Terry Taylor. She reportedly said that her husband had fallen on a knife during a diabetic episode.
Sometimes people fall on knives and then they get up and they fall again on it and then again.
Yeah.
It can happen. What did he do?
That we don't have in the story here, Virginia. You just have to guess.
I do need the backstory.
Right.
So this is a relatively new case then?
Yes, this is. This just happened on January 13th. And Stanley Taylor, her husband, was not doing very well, but was receiving medical treatment. And he's like, my wife tried to kill me. So they kind of looked into it a little bit further and be like, okay, so you did not actually fall on a knife during a diabetic episode? No, bitch got a knife cane.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's the quote?
Knife cane?
In so many words. Yes.
What a great place to hide your knife.
Yes, it's one of those things you wouldn't see it. It's a if you don't know what a knife cane is, it's a blade that's hidden inside of a cane. So you have to take it off like it's a sheathed sword.
Wow.
I'm gonna be getting a cane for when I get my hip replacement. I want to hide things in my cane, not knives though. I'm too soft for that.
You'd be riding dirty, hobbling down the street.
Yep. Apparently, what did he do? I don't know specifically, but they do say it involved an argument over a stereo system.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he put on a bad song.
Definitely did not deserve getting stabbed.
Brian Adams cuts like a knife.
So tells me there was other things leading up to this. It's not just about the stereo.
Yeah.
She is squirrely.
It can't
Yeah.
be just about the stereo,
It can't be
right?
just about the stereo.
No idea. But unfortunately, she's going to go to trial now because old Stanley didn't make it.
He didn't?
Did not. Nope. He died from his stab wounds, and Terry is going to be on trial for murder.
This will be, you'll see some body cam stuff of this. This will be all over the internet.
Wow.
Especially if she's lying in the interrogation room. They love to put those on the internet.
As soon as he said that, she probably tried to hide the cane, but they probably went to her house, got the cane, and put it into evidence and said, okay, girl, we'll see you in court.
See, there's the blessing. He was at least able to rattle off who did it.
Yep.
A lot of times they don't
You're
know.
right. Good for him. He was able to finger his wife before he passed.
Yeah, good for him. He's dead.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to.
I see what you're saying.
I feel bad.
If I
It's
had
a
to have
local
one,
story.
I don't want to die, but at the same time, I don't want my wife to get away with it and her damn
Exa-
cane sword.
There's many stories of people knowing that they're going to die, but they'll deliberately just try to rip someone's flesh to get DNA underneath their fingernail. They go, I may be dead, but at least my voice will be heard beyond the grave.
That bitch had a cane sword. Cane sword. If you see a little old lady and she has a cane, you don't think it's a cane sword.
I know.
A cane sword is gangster.
That is
Yeah.
gangster, yeah. 62-year-old man from Kentucky got arrested after he got furious at another driver and rammed his vehicle into theirs 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
And the whole reason why he got upset, apparently the other driver had their high beams on.
How'd that work out for him?
Wow.
What an idiot.
A babysitter in New Jersey was arrested after being found blackout drunk at 12:30 p.m. That's about lunchtime.
Yeah, sometimes you have a few margaritas at lunch.
I mean, 12:30 for us really is kind of, like 6 p for most
Yeah, that's
people.
happy hour.
This is a babysitter.
Heard.
It's lunchtime. She gets blackout drunk, and the toddler said, you know what? I'm going to bounce and see what's going on in the world.
The toddler was out on the street.
Yeah, you can
Loose.
see on the Ring camera, the toddler's just kind of cruising around the neighborhood and seeing what's up.
Oh.
Babysitter's out cold. Thankfully, the kid's okay. The babysitter's not employed.
I bet that happens more times than you think, where someone's watching your kids, the babysitter, and they're hammered.
There's video all over TikTok of people finding lost babies. It's a thing. You'll find like a random kid, toddler, out just wandering around. I fell into a rabbit hole one day of videos of people that found a random toddler.
Yeah, we
It's
got
very-
too many drunk babysitters around here.
It's sad. sad. Sometimes it's the parents, too, which is
Well,
even more sad.
Sometimes it's the parents that did heroin, and like when you do heroin, you fall asleep, I guess.
Yes.
And then the toddler just goes like on a Rumspringa.
Okay.
Imagine that. You can't be a good parent when you're on heroin.
Makes it difficult. Does. A Southwest Airlines pilot was doing what he shouldn't be doing, and that was having a couple of intoxicating pops before he decided to take off.
Bruh.
They got wind of it, and they were able to stop him and remove him from the Southwest Airlines flight headed to Chicago before it all went down.
Good.
Passengers were accommodated on other flights, but what are you thinking, dog?
Do you think in the history of you flying, there's ever been a time where a pilot took a little drink, did a little snort of something?
Yes, absolutely. But you just can't be drunk when you're going through TSA, when you're going through all that area, when you're walking through the airport, when you're talking to the other flight crew that's sober. Like, that was his mistake.
And also
He-
drinking.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet you in the cockpit, stuff happens. You show up sober, but you don't get off the plane sober.
I wouldn't say it happens a lot these days, but,
Back in the 90s,
olden times,
Yeah.
I bet there was some weird stuff going on in the old cockpit.
my sister was a flight attendant back in the day, and she told me there used to be I don't know if she wants me telling this, but oh well. There used to be a new pilot orientation where certain flight attendants would flash the new pilot and be like, welcome to the airline.
Yeah, that doesn't sound, I don't know.
That sounds like some 80s.
That sounds...
It was just different.
Kevin's looking weird as if he doesn't know if that's is that real?
That is real. If you don't believe me, you can call her.
Okay.
She'll probably be mad, but
Not every woman did that.
not everyone did that. But on the crew, there's one girl who doesn't mind bringing out the tatas. She's the one that has to flash the new pilot. That's how they broke them in.
And that's what we call the good old days.
The good old days. The naughty crew.
Melanie Garcia and Orlando Valdez Hernandez were in Nashville, and they decided to jack a jewelry store. Did pretty well. $1.7 million in gold and valuables.
Whoa.
They decided to take off. And where would you go if you had $1.7 million in jewels?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Did they go to the pawn shop?
Went to Miami Beach.
Oh, that's smart.
I mean, come on. Bling Town, right?
Yeah.
Headed to the Grand Beach Hotel. But unfortunately, Miami Beach police were on their tail, and there's pretty good body cam footage of them being abducted and detained in Miami Beach. So they did find them. Both are facing armed robbery, assault, and kidnapping charges back in Tennessee. Good luck.
That's too big of a take, man.
You gotta ditch your getaway car too. You can't leave Tennessee with the same car that you left the heist with. I mean, duh.
You got so much heat on you when you go that big.
Yeah. 12-year-old boy in Michigan went about 100 miles in his parents' stolen SUV.
100 miles?
Yeah.
That is far.
Yeah, they were tracking the vehicle's progress. They had that kind of like little thing, so they knew where the kid was. This might be a little bad hombre. He had no passengers with him in the SUV, but he did have a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, several rounds of ammunition, and a small amount of marijuana.
We might have to have a little lecture.
We gotta get him in a juvie program.
We need that scared straight.
Yeah.
Someone to come out and do that drill sergeant thing.
Wow.
I would say keep him for about 2 years, too. He needs to be there for a minute.
This is definitely a kid that needs to be there longer than a couple months.
Yeah, you're not talking 6 months. That's not gonna fix this.
No idea where the boy was heading, other than he said he was unhappy at home, and then his parents picked him up, and then he said he was really unhappy at
He
home.
was probably going to Miami Beach like the burglars.
That's where you go.
That's where you go.
That's where you go when you get loose. That's where we're heading.
How old did you say? You say 12?
12.
Would you have been able to drive a car at 12 on your
Yeah.
own? You would have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's just 2 years older than Rocco.
I bet Rocco could figure out how to drive a car.
He already has.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are a person who does love driving, Planters is hiring 3 people to drive their Nutmobile around the country for a year.
I would love a Nutmobile. I'm a Planters fan, always have been.
I know you love playing the game Name That Nut.
I really do.
I'm ready to go. If you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm always ready for that game.
I got nuts on deck, and I got the Mother Nutter 3000.
Yeah.
She's real nice, Kevin.
You get $45K a year for that gig. You just have to go to plannersnutmobile.com.
Imagine just driving through town.
You get $45K, but do you get to go wherever you want, or you have to go where they want
I think
you?
they gave you an agenda. I don't think you'd be like, and today I'm going to go to Ypsilanti.
I'm going to cruise.
$45K for the whole year is not a lot to drive around from their event to event to event.
Never said it was a good job.
You get the vehicle as well.
That's right.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ show.